Hey everybody, happy Halloween! I actually can't believe Halloween came this quick, honestly, if you want my honest opinion. Um, so it's been a while since I did a collection update. This is kind of a collection update, I guess. Uh, Quite small. I'm just going to show you the most recent things I've picked up from my collection. But there will be more to this, I promise. So, I guess we'll start off with the one 4K I have in my collection. We have The Lost Boys 4K Ultra HD and also Blu-ray. I thought the slipcover was really cool, and this only cost me $17 or something like that, which is not really that bad, especially for a 4K, because a lot of these I can't afford because I don't own very many of them. But the ones I can grab, I do, because these releases are great. Like I said, I really love the slipcover art. Just them hanging from the end of the bridge. And you get the slipcover, but underneath that is the... Sorry, excuse me while I shake this out. A standard 4K case. It's a nice black Blu-ray case, which I actually like this way better than like the blue cases that you get on like standard Blu-rays. And then inside you get the Blu-ray disc and the 4K disc. So that's The Lost Boys. Really love that cover art. The transfer is amazing on this, by the way. It looks really good. I was very surprised because I normally am not the biggest fan of 4K movies, but this kind of thing, like where they use these old classics and redo them, I love that. So, moving on. This next one, I'm also quite fond of the slipcover, and it's funny because this one I actually already owned a DVD of, but I saw this at my local Walmart. I think I picked this up. I don't even fucking know. I had to think for a second. Excuse me while I expose myself for how dumb I really am on camera. I don't know. I think it was like 2 months ago. I've been sitting on this one for a while. Stephen King's The Mist. These just randomly showed up at my Walmart. I think literally like 2 months ago or something like that. And I thought this looked really cool, and I actually already own this on DVD, but I thought this was cool. Plus, this was only $7, so worth it. This is actually a 2-disc Blu-ray, and then on the inside of the slipcover, excuse me while I do this again, shake it. You get this artwork, which I actually really like, and for some reason, this includes a black and white version as well as the colored version. I'm not quite sure why that is. I guess it's like an artistic thing. Or to make it look like an old monster movie. I do not know. I will check it out eventually. I've only watched the regular color version, the standard version from this set, because this is a 2-disc set. It comes with 2 Blu-rays and a boatload of special features at that, because it's got all the documentaries and supplements, all like the deleted scenes and all kinds of other stuff. I haven't delved into the special features yet, but I love it. This release is awesome. I love the slipcover. Although, to me, the title right there where it says The Mist looks very 1990s Spider-Man cartoon to me. And the rest of it's very 80s looking. I do like the slipcover. It's very different. Never really seen anything like it on a movie before, so that's The Mist. Now, this next one I have actually has a bit of funny story behind it. So this next one I also bought at my local Walmart, and they had a bunch of copies of this in the bin, in the $5 bin. The only problem was it wasn't $5. When me and my father got up to the register, we realized that a worker made a mistake dumping them all in the bin. This next one is Rob Zombie's The Munsters, which I actually liked. I actually did like this film. It's a pretty fun viewing experience for what it is. I was also incredibly shocked by the fact that Rob Zombie released a PG movie. Because if any of you watched horror movies like I do, you know just how disturbed and deranged Rob Zombie's horror films are. Now, don't get me wrong, I love his horror films. I love his version of Halloween. Not so great, not so fuzzy on the director's cut though. I like the theatrical version because the director's cut has all this needless shit. Like, I think the one thing I hate the most about the director's cut of his version of Halloween is the fact that they had, like, so in the regular version, when Michael Myers breaks out, he kills the guards and breaks out, but when they're moving him out of the sanatorium, but in the director's cut, a bunch of guards try to rape a woman in his cell, and then he breaks out. It's like, what the fuck? But it is what it is. Although, because of that scene and because of how hard it is to watch, I do not watch the director's cut, even though I own it. Just so I have both cuts. Yeah, I don't watch it all that often. But I did like his version of the monsters. Very colorful. Classic monster-like movie. Loved it. So that's that one. This last one is probably the last thing I ever actually bought recently for my collection. And actually this one has a bit of a funny story behind it too. Scream VI on Blu-ray, or Scream 6, if you will. And the funny story behind this one is the fact that my buddy Logan, I was hanging out with my friends when I bought this, and my local Walmart will not allow me to buy R-rated films because it's so weird too. Like, I don't understand it. Like, some workers will like clear it for me, others will try to card me, even though I'm 22. I do not actually have an ID, which is actually the main problem. So when the ones that do try to card me, I'm pretty much fucked. I'm like, yeah, I'm not buying this today. But it's funny because when I got this, my buddy Logan had to act like he was buying it so they would clear it out, because the workers at the Walmart we went to don't ever clear this stuff out for me, and we just wanted to be on the safe side. It was pretty funny to me because, like, I think it was my other friend Zena's girlfriend. I think it was like, just act like you're buying it. And the lady cleared it out, and then I put the money in the self-checkout machine, and that was that. Another funny thing about this is, I don't know if you noticed this, but it is a tad fatter than a standard Blu-ray case, like, say, the Mist here. But the other funny thing about this is the fact that I actually have 2 copies of this movie. Now, why do I have 2 copies of this movie? Well, see, when I first bought this movie for my collection, I got this from a little local video store, Star Trek's Video, that I go to all the time. This is a weird thing because this is not an official DVD. It looks legit. Like, it looks absolutely legit. However, like, it looks legit. It's even got all the specifications on it and everything. It looks completely legit. I don't think it is, because he gets these before the movie even comes out on video, which I don't know how he gets them like that. But this is supposed to be like he calls them screeners. Like, you know how in old video stores they would do, like, for promotional purposes, when a film was coming out on video, they'd send out screeners to video stores because they're like, hey, we'll show you something you might want to sell in your store, like that kind of thing. Well, that's what this is supposed to be, apparently. And I do not know if I can open up the case here. I'm not sure how you got this. These discs, I don't know where they come from. They have great audio and picture, like a Blu-ray, even though it's a DVD, like a standard DVD. It's got way better audio than a standard DVD normally does. I don't know if you can see that picture, though, on it. This is the dead giveaway because they don't really make picture discs anymore for movies like this. I mean, some movies do get, like, little picture discs every once in a while. I have an example, The Monsters, although it's not it's not like, I don't know, but some of them do get discs like that, but never like a full, they hardly ever do, like, picture discs like that anymore. unless it's like some kind of collector's edition as 2 discs or something like that. They rarely ever do that anymore. Because here's what a real... So I got this just so I'd have a real copy in my collection, like with the special features and everything. Shake this out again. Shake, 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 shake. Alright. Once again, the case is fatter than a normal Blu-ray case. Damn you. Okay. See, and that's what that looks like. And this is what a standard Paramount disc usually looks like. Blu-ray or DVD, they look the same. It's just the Paramount. The Blu-ray version is with the blue label printed on it like that, and the DVD version has a white label, or an off-white, opaque white, whatever you want to call it. It's not like a pure white. So that was the thing, but that was... And I have another screener like that. I have a couple of them, actually. They're really great copies of the films, but, like, I want, like, real official copies just so I have all the special features as well. Because I just feel like I'm missing out when I have one of these and there's, like, nothing on it. I do like the back cover art, though. Although, that's a little bit cooler because it's got that on there. And, of course, the screen grabs in the film. Another thing you might notice about this that's a little weird is look how they cut... Look how the slipcover was folded. Can you see that? The spine is uneven. Yeah, I noticed that when it was in the plastic security case that Walmart puts them in. And after they unlocked it, I was like, oh, this is weird. Because, look, it's not... Even on the back side, it's not lined up properly. See, you can see the black that's supposed to be on the spine there. You can even see that part. Oh, oops. Because that's not lined up. And that's not lined up, but it doesn't really bother me. But that's Scream VI. My thoughts on this film... I like this movie. I liked it a lot. I liked the fifth one as well. I thought they were great continuations. Radio Silence did an excellent job continuing on the series after Wes Craven sadly passed and could no longer keep it going. So... I do have a few other things to show you. Let me pause, I'll be right back. Alright, so this next one I'm going to show you, I have not shown on the channel yet. I never had the time. I also didn't have the internet, because times are tough, and our internet bill got jacked up months ago, but we fixed that now, so for July I'm able to deliver content to you guys once again, so yay! This next one, I actually saw this in theaters. I saw Scream 6 in theaters as well, but I also saw this movie in theaters. This is probably the best movie I've seen in theaters this year. Evil Dead Rise, and this is a Blu-ray combo pack. The Warner Bros. Celebrating 100 years thing. Funny thing is, when I got this, it was a very hot summer day, because this was back in July, I think, when I got this. Or June. It might have been June. Either way. I love the slipcover, but I was not expecting this to be the cover. Like, I was expecting something else. Because with the Evil Dead remake, they had the one cover where they show the girl Mia facing away from you. Like, you just see her from the back, and then has the most terrifying film you will see this year thing down the poster. That's the theatrical artwork, and that's what I expected on the video release of that, but instead we got the other artwork that kind of looks like the original Evil Dead's artwork. This I was not expecting to get on the cover, but I actually like that we got this on the cover, because this is the theatrical artwork. I expected them to change it, but they didn't. This is Mommy Loves You to Death right there. It's just funny. And then you got the various screen grabs in the film. This was the best film I've seen all year. Although, I saw in theaters all year, because I saw a lot of movies this year in the theater. The only thing I can say was not fun about it is if you're sensitive to sound, like I am sometimes and my friend Zena is, You do not want to watch this movie. Well, you can watch it at home, it's fine, but like in the theater, it was just like all the high pitch sounds and screams and everything. It was awesome in the theater, at least for me. But if I like, it was awesome for me at that point. But if you're like sensitive to sound or you're not feeling good, it's not so awesome. But I love this movie. This was great. This next thing I have to show you is not horror, but I figured I'd show this off anyways because it kind of made me geek out a little bit because I have not owned these next films since I was a kid, and I actually do still like them, so yeah, get ready for this one. Ah, yes, the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans. Well, at least the first two. I got these a while back from my local Walmart from the $5 bin because I watched Spider-Man No Way Home and wanted to reminisce. And because I still have a fondness for these films, because I grew up with these. I love these so much, and as a kid I used to dress up as Spider-Man for Halloween every year. That wasn't until I changed my mind and went as the Incredible Hulk when that movie came out in 2008, the Edward Norton version. And then another year I went as Superman, which, the Superman costume was terrible. Okay, so, I went through like a bit of a Superman phase when I think I was 8 years old, 8 or 9. I think I was 9, if I remember correctly, and for some reason, I decided to go as Superman for Halloween, that year. And what's funny is, I thought the costume would look cool that I got because it had like the fake muscles and everything. It was really bad. Very embarrassing. There's still pictures somewhere that my dad has of me wearing that costume, and I will never forget it because number one, the costume looks stupid. Now, when you're a little kid, you don't really care about that, and of course I didn't care when I was a little kid when I was wearing it, but I look back at it now and think, well, I regret that. It's one of those things where you keep the photos, but you never show anyone the photos. Or like you go through old photos and like a friend sees it and they take a picture, like, please don't post that. But, and number two, the muscles look really goofy in it because it's like one of those weird like muscle pads on the chest that like bowed out really weird. So I look like a normal kid with like a really fat top half of my body. It was so stupid. And on top of that, at that time I just had my hair cut, which when I was that young, that meant getting it completely buzzed off, like a military haircut, and then it just grows back over time. Which now my hair is like ridiculously long and I need to cut it badly, but the point is, it was bad. I don't think Superman's supposed to have a buzz cut. But it is what it is. The funny thing is, that was the same year my brother went as a zombie, which my dad made the costume himself for him. Got some clothes from a thrift store, tore them, made them all ratty looking, and then we threw fake blood on my brother and we put like white makeup on his face. To make his skin look pale, and then we threw a bunch of fake blood that we bought at Kmart, R.I.P. Kmart's, and that Halloween, that costume was cool. The funny thing was, the funniest costume that year was my sister Sydney's costume. She went as a big rubber ducky, an inflatable rubber ducky, but it was made to look like a kid riding a big rubber ducky. It was an inflatable costume. It was pretty funny. At least we thought it was funny. And then my sister Zoe was... I don't remember what she dressed up as that year. I know one year she dressed up as a banana with a mustache, a fake mustache. And when I pulled up to my mom's house to trick-or-treat in her neighborhood, my sister Zoe was dancing on the sidewalk like an idiot and had been doing so for about an hour and a half. And all the neighbors are like, what is going on over there? It was pretty funny. I give her props. That was hilarious, and I wasn't expecting it when me and my dad pulled up, so that made me laugh even harder. So it was one of those things. I do not know what she went as the year I dressed as Superman. I don't remember. I think it might have been the year she went as the creepy gnome. Yeah, I think so. And that was funny because we were sitting in line at a house at like 8:40 at night. It was almost 9 o'clock. And there was a lady with her baby dressed as a little mummy or something like that. It looked like it was. And so we looked over at the baby. She's like, "Oh," and she had the creepy ass gnome mask on. Well, the baby immediately started screaming, crying, which I found hilarious. Like, that was absolutely hilarious to me. My sister Zoe was upset because she made an infant cry. I was laughing because she scared the shit out of the little kid. And the mother of the child was like, "No, it's okay. You're all right." Like we were trying. Like, my sister's always like heavily apologizing. She's like, "No, it's cool." So that was that. I think I might be able to show you guys some of those Halloween costumes. Hold on, I think I might have pictures somewhere. I'm gonna live to regret that, aren't I? Here's the photo book. See if I can find those old Halloween photos. And by the way, this thing is really weird. This book was made using that thing that Facebook had for a while, where you could turn your memories into like a bound book. Hold on a second. A better angle on this. Anyways, this thing is weird because this was like something that a lady that was obsessed with my dad made for him. Because all my dad ever like talked about was his kids when he would talk to people about his past and everything. That's us. This is me. It's my brother. That's Zoe, and that's Sydney. This was taken at a theme park when I used to live in Myrtle Beach. The funny thing is, I'm assuming they used some light Photoshop here because when we did this, it looked far faker than what you see here. Some of these photos are old. There's me again. Do not ask why I was screaming. I do not know. Actually, I do know. I think I got sand in my eye that day. That was fun. So let me find this. That's also me. That was taken at a friend of my dad's house. Guy had a drum kit and used to let me play with it. So that's that. That's me. That's my brother. This was at an auto body shop that was across the street from the electrical shop my dad ran when I was a kid. And see, as I said, I was obsessed with Spider-Man back then. My t-shirt. That was a really cool car. That's why we took that photo. We were like, whoa. And yeah. You can see how old it is because it's so fucking blurry. But to be fair, these were taken with one of those shitty pocket cameras at the time. Some of these photos were also taken, as I was saying, some of these photos were also taken with like old Nokia phones and have been kept since then, which is why the quality is not so great. These are actually stills from videos that my dad took when we were at a skate park, which is why they look kind of crap. See, this was during the Superman phase. As you can see, if my camera would focus, my t-shirt there is Superman. Jack-o'-lanterns when I first moved here to middle of nowhere, Kentucky. I carved that one, by the way. I thought I did terrible, but I look back at it now, it's not so bad. It's supposed to be Ghostface. And then my dad carved that one and one-upped everybody. And here's another funny picture. That's my sister Zoe when I think I was like 6 or 7 when this was taken. So, this is a still from a video my dad recorded when he got put in the hospital with a staph infection, and a tree frog jumped on my sister's face. So it was a fun night. And there's my brother's Halloween costume. See, we used the torn clothes. Look, you see our little decoration on the siding of the house right there. That's my brother's Halloween costume the year I went as Superman. This is my duck, Flapjack. My sister, Sydney. My dog, Sasha, wearing my Michael Myers mask. That was taken when I moved here to where I live in Kentucky back in 2016. That was actually taken on Halloween, I think, when I was trick-or-treating because I couldn't wear the mask because I was sweating in it. And so my dad thought it was funny to plop it on the dog, which the dog didn't. Oh, here we go. That's my brother on Halloween that was in 2014, I think. He dressed as an inflatable sumo wrestler. And the funny thing was, that was when he had just got his iPhone at that time. And, yeah, he decided to run up and down the street jamming out the song Sexy and I Know It on there. And the funniest thing was, some woman came out of her house and we were going down the street. He's like, I work out. It was really dumb, but still funny to me when I think about it. And finally, my dog's Halloween costume when my brother dressed as a zombie. A nice afro that she loved wearing for some reason. That was funny. And the funny thing is, you normally you'd think the dog would knock it off. No, the dog did not care and wore that thing like a champ. It's so funny we have this picture. She's smiling like that. Here's an interesting thing to talk about. You notice the shelf is empty right here. And there's some stuff missing down here. One, I think I have some of the stuff that's missing from down here out in my living room because I was watching it for whatever. Oh, there's some stuff missing there too. What the hell? Again, I think I have some of that stuff in the living room. I know I have. I don't know. I have to look through it. But yeah, you notice this shelf is mostly missing. That's because, yeah, I lost some of my clothes. Some are missing up here too. I will get them back. But, yeah, I had to pawn some of my movies. And the shitty thing was the guy I pawned them to, he fucked up and he accidentally tried to sell them because he thought he for some reason after he gave us a loan on them, after he gave a loan on them, he thought that he somehow the next day came up with the idea that he did it. He got them thinking he was going to sell them to make his money back when he was supposed to hold them until today. That's okay, I got them back, which I'm happy about because the ones that were here mostly are really irreplaceable. Like, I can't replace them. Funny thing, however, is the fly got left here. Yeah. I got that from a used store. It cost me nothing because I used to do trades there all the time. Yeah. Evening Haunted Mask. Michael Myers. Yeah, this thing, by the way. Oh shit. That's not good. I don't know if you can see this. It's stuck to the thing. Thanks, fucking rot. Oh, that can't be good. That's not good at all. It literally fucking stuck. Look, you can see the dust up here. Oh, yep. That somehow rotted to the counter. That was latex. Like, you see the paint on the one end of it, and on the other side, oof. This mask, however, is not rotting. But to be fair, this one was only worn by me once, and I put up here for display purposes. This one was worn a bunch of times by my buddy Logan, and then he threw it in his trunk, so that's why that one's rotting a bit. Other than the other parts of it stuck to, no, we're good. Ugh. That's creepy. I was not expecting that when I came in here today. So here's the funny thing, I was talking about my Spider-Man obsession when I was a kid. Yeah, that didn't end. There's some Spider-Man suits in here. The Inside Out suit from No Way Home, which is the only one of these I actually like wearing because the other one's weirdly fitting, but I still wear it if I ever had to. And then this one, the Miles Morales 2099 suit. I got these for $5 at a place called Half Price Bargains. It's like they get like Amazon returns and stuff. This one's my favorite one because I love the Inside Out suit from No Way Home. The only shitty thing is I don't have a mask for this one. I have the mask for this one. I don't have the mask for this one. So yeah, my Spider-Man obsession never ended. Funny thing is, this is where I keep the mask to the one suit because I didn't think about wanting to hang it up. There it is. These lenses are weird. You can see out of them, but ugh. I just like got a zipper on the back of it. I don't know if you can even see that. Probably not. Either way, it's funny how I haphazardly just threw it in here, like, as if, like say Spider-Man was almost about to get caught in the suit by Aunt May, just, oh, outside out of mind. Here's an interesting thing. So, I don't know if I ever showed this on my channel before. I don't think I have. This is my zombie infestation site sign, and it is metal. Completely metal. Very thin metal. I bought this at Walmart. Funny enough, I got this back right before the fucking COVID-19 epidemic hit. And I had this hanging in my room during that whole time. I mean, my dad made jokes about it. But the funny thing is, this sat in my garage for the longest time because we put it out there for Halloween decoration. And I don't know if you can tell this, but the colors have faded on parts of it, at least the red parts. Here where it says caution, and down here, and it's like aged this a lot more than what it was. Oh, not to mention the yellows here and here. It like faded, so now the sign's actually aged more than it was, and looks way more legit than it did before, which is funny. Like I had to clean this thing. It was in my garage because it had so many spider webs on it. I was like, hey, look, because I used like alcohol wipes and stuff to get the dust off it, and the alcohol I guess ate away at the paint on the printings here, and again up there. I was like, hey, bonus, it aged it a little bit better. So that's that. Yeah, so I figure keep going with this because it is Halloween. Something I don't talk about much on the channel. I think I tried to talk about it once before. I tried to, it didn't work out. I have to look back, see if it's even in the video anymore. I'm a massive fan of Stephen King, and I have a lot of books of his. Dreamcatcher, which this has seen better days. As you can see by the electrical tape on the spine, because the spine was tearing on me. This one, which I actually traded for at a place and didn't have to pay anything for, which was really cool because this is, at least when I found other copies of it, very expensive. Cycle the Werewolf, one of my favorite Stephen King books I have. This is his werewolf novella. It's what Silver Bullet was based off of. It's the original 80s. I can tell you. Original 1985 paperback of that. That's a really cool one. This next one, I usually like owning hardcovers of my books like this, but this was cheap. And yeah, I didn't own it, so The Shining. I like the cover of this one. The broken door and the red room. I thought that was cool. Very different than the film, which a lot of people will notice that when they read the novel. Excuse the noises, my dog's just walked in here. Or dog, rather, Mordecai. This one's a little heavier. This is The Stand. This is a big book. You're wondering, have you read that whole thing before? Yes. Once. But the funny thing is, this is the complete uncut version, so it's even longer than the normal novel. So that's that. Over here I got some more. I have more Stephen King books. It's just what I have in here right now. McKay, which is actually a really good book. This needs to be adapted into like a movie or a TV series, because I'd love to see someone bring it to life, because this book was great. This is actually given to me by a buddy of mine when I was in high school. So, it was really cool. I like the weird holographic shit going on with it. There's actually an old library copy. Sorry. You can see there, Horror King, the fucking library thing. It's actually still got, I think, yeah, all the withdrawal stamps from the library. My buddy wrote that for me. His name was Stefan. He was cool. This next one I bought in a used bookstore. Skeleton Crew. Love that one. Short stories. Love the cymbal banging monkey in the picture, but that's because that's related to one of the stories in it. Another one. This one I actually got from Star Trek's video, believe it or not. Yes, I bought a book from a video store. 4 Past Midnight. More short stories. And then this one I got from another used video place that also sells books, called Money Tree Book and Music Exchange. Doris Claiborne. This is a weird one because you notice the like weird, like it's not as wide as the other books. But that's a cool one, the original print of Doris Claiborne in hardcover. Now I'm wondering, why do I have them stacked like this? Well, a while back, I ran into a bit of a problem, and my shelf broke. So I had to take all the books that were on that part of the shelf and move them so that I did not lose them. So yeah, that was something. This next one is an old paperback that I got from my neighbor when he was moving out of his house. The Dark Tower, Drawing of the Three, old plume paperback. And the cool thing about this book, don't want to do that. This has seen better days, as you see. It's not in horrible condition, though. If I flip through this, it's got these wonderful interluding pieces of art. Okay, here's one. Wait a second. Like that. Another interluding pieces of artwork. Oh god, malfunction. And this piece of art. Anyways, these have some great art, and I have another one of these too. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, well, I can't show you the other paperback because I do not know where it is right now, but I'll find it eventually. What I can show you for the moment is this, The Dark Tower 5, Wolves of the Kala. This one's big. It's one of those ones that's got the really great artwork on the book, and I think in the book as well, like the other ones. It's a great book. I actually got this in the library when I was at Davis County because it seemed interesting. I didn't know it was a Dark Tower book at first glance, and then I realized that, but I still like it. It's still a cool book. Here we go, another short story collection. Probably my favorite piece of artwork on any of these books, The Bazaar of Bad Dreams. I love that artwork, and it's reflective. Got this from Ollie's when I first moved here, so it's a great book. Love the stories in it. Revival, another one I bought when I first moved here. It's also a good book. Very interesting, though. I like the holographic color shit going on. Ooh, trippy. So, guess what? Found the other paperback. It's The Wastelands, also a Dark Tower book. And then finally, because I have The Shining, so of course you know I have this, Doctor Sleep. Love the film version of this. The book is awesome. The film is also awesome. Funny thing is, if I flip this to the back, Red Rum. So that's most of my Stephen King books. I have two others I didn't show you, Mr. Mercedes and Finders Keepers, but I'm not going to pull those out right now, so maybe in another video. What I will do, though, is I'll bend down here. Oh, many. Oh, it hurts so bad. These are my little paperbacks. An old paperback of It. Carrie, which is actually one of the newest ones to this collection here, because I found this at Goodwill for like $1. It's the only copy of Carrie I own in my collection. King's first novel. Old, Seen Better Days. Signet paperback of Pet Sematary. My favorite book he ever wrote. And then, slightly better condition, but also Seen Better Days, the pocketbooks edition of Pet Sematary, first copy of Pet Sematary I ever owned. I told you that some woman was obsessed with my dad. She made him that picture book. Yeah, the thing about that is, she bought me that. She bought me a lot of things. Gunslinger, Dark Tower Part 1, a little paperback. And then Stephen King's Bag of Bones. I have another pocketbooks edition at Salem's Lot, the only copy of that book I own in my collection. So, but that's that. Got some Diary of a Wimpy Kids here. Got a beaten up copy of The Dead Zone, old Plume paperback, which not like it matters now because I have an original print hardcover from 1979. So there's that.